Hi everybody, this is Hero back with another Dragonflight video. In this video, I'm taking a look at Survival Hunter, guys, and I'm concerned. Now, these are just draft talents that Blizzard's putting together. They're meant to take the place of the current system we have and make it so that this system is the one that we use probably for the next few expansions. So our expectations are pretty high that on the design side, they put a lot of quality effort into it because we gotta stick with these for quite a while. Unlike a lot of the other first drafts, I think Survival Hunter probably demonstrates major structural or systematic concerns with the design. And I'm going to go through why I think this is the case and whether, balance aside, this is not going to be an experience that people are fond of when they compare it to the spec experience and the agency that other specs are gaining. First, take a look over here at the hunter tree itself. We have, your three main specs represented here with these abilities: kill shot, kill command, and then concussive shot, I suppose. After this, guys, everything down through the first red line and up to the second red line where 20 points need to be invested before we go further are all utility or abilities that don't really have an impact on throughput. So we have one up here, improved kill shot, which is kind of, in my mind, this is really bad. Like, just as a talent idea in general, just a small throughput amp that has no other modifications to the skill or ability. In this case, it's only affecting its critical damage. And it's an execute button, which is not baked into kill shot in general. Like, this is just a tuning knob that they've put, in a very niche one at that, here on the tree. So I feel like this is unfinished by a long shot, and this is one example. But notice we have movement speed, we have pet utility items, so giving your pet more health, mending your pet, traps, countershot stuff, misdirection, trank. These are all abilities that are baseline, right, in the game. Natural mending, so some exhilaration CD, more CC, improved trank shot. So you gain, I guess this is technically a throughput, especially maybe for Mythic Plus specifically, that you gain focus if you manage to remove certain kinds of effects. But this is just dispel, right? This is an improved dispel. Camo, pet stun. And pet stun, by the way, is also coupled to some other talent. So whether that's good or bad, this is what it is. Healing yourself with more exhilaration buffs. This is a lot of exhilaration stuff. This one, Fogged Crystal, may be kind of interesting. Has some utility that's actually not just a tuning knob. I.e., you can maybe use this to give your pet tons of DR, and then the pet does some kind of work. Maybe in Mythic Plus you taunt something, and then you survive. That could be cool. Scare Beast, more beast stuff. And we have to come all the way down here to get pet damage. Oh, we're still just getting tar trap CDs or trap CDs. We're still just getting AoE knockbacks and some DR. We're still, guys, just getting movement speed. Look at this talent, guys. 3 points to gain 6% movement speed. Think about the idea of the hunter as a largely, 2 range classes, 1 melee class. The ranged ones can be basically anywhere they want with impunity. BM, because it can move for everything it does. MM, because it can shoot from an expansion ago and still hit things. Why is this a 3-point talent? We'll see this is a theme that survival picks up. Big problems. Then we get into the throughput options, and you look at what you can do and what you cannot with all of these points left over, even if we just try to go down here and get into them. Now there's good crossover access, but by the time you get enough points to be able to choose or select any of these items, you already have what, 11 points left for general like abilities of throughput kind. So Serpent Sting, maybe an explosive, and then we have to take one of these. We also have pet damage by 9%. This is just a tuning knob, right? They can do this in the back settings by just being like, oh, looks like survival and BM's a little bit low on the damage meter. We can behind the scenes just mechanically tune them up, and it's fine. Why is this a 3-point talent to give the player this tuning knob? It's just a feels bad. You just get 9% less damage on your pets because you have to choose other things. Very strange. Like, in other words, it's not modifying your gameplay at all. Then we get Stampede or these things, Killer Instinct maybe, or Alpha Predator. Maybe it's a must take for things like survival. But note how much we're missing here, guys. We're missing out on Chimera Shot. We're missing out on crit, which we probably have to take. Again, just 6% crit chance. That's really strong in general, but it's a 3-point talent that you have to invest, and you lose out on lots of other stuff. Look at your range special attack critical strikes. Does that include what? When survival does kill command? Is that technically at range when they do spear stuff? Like, again, maybe this doesn't even apply to survival. It's unclear. My point, guys, is this is painful. This is painful. It shouldn't be like this. It's dreadfully painful, and this needs to change. What are ways that Blizzard can change it? Well, first of all, rearrange quite a bit of this portion, and if you want to keep every single thing in here, all the pet stuff, fine. Then you need to bring some of it up into parity with other specs that gain access to a large chunk, something like 12 to 14 points worth in this section of the tree, which enables more access to other portions. Number 2, 3-point talents are bad. Unless each talent point is modifying the spell in a new way, I think 3-point talent points are really dangerous because everybody feels bad only picking one of the points. Like if you only had 2 or 1 of agile movement, what's the point when you can be at 6% and you're only at 2? As a throwaway point, it never feels good to throw it into this. You would just rather grab another ability like a trank shot. But also because it allows Blizzard to put in place of player agency a small tuning knob, like Beastmaster's pet damage increased by 9%. And that's frustrating because you need to take this, you suddenly need to take 6% crit chance, and that's 6 points out of your 31-point budget that are just passive effects that could be tuned by the game and have nothing to do with your choices. So the 3-point things, pretty deadly from a player agency perspective. And we can pick that up as we move forward into the spec tree itself. Notice if we take the Wildfire Bomb portion, well, first notice that we have to have Harpoon to gain access to and improved Harpoon and terms of engagement to gain access to any of this stuff, right? Oh, excuse me. I don't need terms of engagement or improved Harpoon to get access to this, but I have to have Harpoon and its related points up in this portion of the tree. Like this is where the access is. I don't know if I've ever seen it like this. This might as well just be a 4-point trait, isn't it? They're all Harpoon. You're getting 10 seconds of cooldown for 2 talent points on Harpoon. And it's dealing physical damage and generates 20 focus. Killing an enemy resets it. Maybe Harpoon blasts in Mythic Plus, guys, and I'm an idiot. Maybe that's what it's doing. Feels bad. This is all the same thing, just baked into this portion here. So, let's skip Harpoon. See you later, Harpoon. Now we got kill command for 3 points. Tip of the spear, count the points with me, for 3 points. Mongoose bite, fine. We get down here. Oh, lunge for 3 points. Sharp edges for 3 points. Guys, this doesn't say crit chance increase. This says that you do 6% more crit damage. It hurts. It hurts. So, okay, where are we at? 3 points in precision. Oh, look, our pets can have 6% crit chance. So not only are pets getting 6%, we can get 6% as well. So that's 12% for pets and 6% for us. And that's taken up 6 points out of our tree just to get there. What is going on with this tree? We haven't even gotten into this stuff like Explosive Expert, where you get 3 points for Wildfire Bomb damage, just a damage amp on Wildfire Bomb. It's just a tuning knob. That's it. That's all it's doing. But it's 3 points. 3 points for, this is 6 points here if you want to just have Wildfire Bomb interactions. We can't even get it all. Look at how open the rest of this tree is, guys. It's crazy. Another 3 points here for Coordinated Kill. Another 3 points for Deadly Duo. Another 3 points for Sweeping Spear. And these are all just connected to general throughput stuff. Like, look at the way Sweeping Spear is very similar to Spear Focus. Spear Focus reads, Raptor Strike and Mongoose Bite damage increased by 5 or 10%. Sweeping Spear reads, Raptor Strike, Mongoose Bite, and Butchery and Carve damage increased by 5, 10, 15%. Not very creative. In some of the spec trees, we have multiple ideas that are being woven together across the spec. So I think like Assassination Rogue, they changed Vendetta to be something that applies multiples of their main bleeds and poisons. So multiple Garrotes and Ruptures, multiple lethal poisons. And the purpose of doing that was that so that they could design the tree to give a player, if they wanted it, access to more poisons. And therefore that can be a fulfilling way to play the game if you spec into the new Vendetta and some of these other pieces that amplify that portion of your gameplay. They made a spell that does an AoE spread of those abilities. So it AoE spreads your Garrote, it AoE spreads your Rupture. That allows you to play in that style or format. But it's not locked behind lots of 3-point options. It's in the main portions of the tree. And it doesn't just give you this version of it. Do 10% more damage for the exact same abilities. Just 5 points worth. Kind of concerning, guys, on the design side. So what's the fix here for survival? My take is they did an okay job of the structure, meaning gaining access to either the right side of the tree or the left side of the tree is open enough that a player can weave in and out of the middle if they would prefer. The outside options are, I think, tastefully positioned. Things like Tactical Advantage, for example, is also giving you the same access that Killer Companion does to the bottom portion. This is good. But they need to get it really far away from 3-point talents. Get them down to 1. If you want a damage amp, make it a 1-point talent. Or 2. But if it's 2, it's got to modify gameplay. Stop doing like, if you want to do this kind of Harpoon stuff, Harpoon into Improved Harpoon, which is kind of crazy, into Terms of Engagement, which how would you scale this, but it doesn't matter. Then you need to give people options for all of the other types that aren't locked behind these 3-point portions. Wildfire Bomb, 1 point. Wildfire Bombs do 25% additional damage. That's like bad, but it's close enough. look at, we have it here. Kill shots, crit damage increased by 25%. So they know how to do it. I think that survival feels unfinished to me. They have way too many damage amps that are similar to each other. And they didn't really know exactly what they wanted to do to fill out the tree. So it needs a bit more identity. Survival does, that is. I think if you go back to modifying specific spells, and if you need to, draw into the kit some of the other pieces from the previous expansion. I mean, Survival's been in a tough place for a long time in terms of its identity, but then get these things up over here as little splices off of the main tree so that a player can reasonably tech into them early enough if it's a damage amp and still have lots of points to modify their gameplay in various ways. I can't even get down into a lot of these portions, and people are going to feel really bad missing out. It's not like with, I think in my view, Assassination Rogue, where you had so many good choices that you were excited and like, oh, I really want this, but then I want this. Oh, but that gives the player a lot more agency for fine-tuning, meaning in a certain raid boss, they can be like, okay, I definitely need this piece because I got to get across this long arena. Or in Mythic Plus, like, okay, I know we're going to do this kind of a pull. I can craft my build. Assassination feels ready to do that. Survival does not. Sub-Rogue is another example, by the way, of flavor being tied into the way that they've designed the tree. I was saying Assassination before with Vendetta changes, but Sub-Rogue's last talent tree, there's a kind of cool idea of interactions with your Shadow Dance, stepping into this cloud that resets it. And then they have like double vanish available if you want it. You can get access to multiple Shadow Dances if you want it. You can modify your time in stealth so that to take advantage of these things. It was just a really nice payoff ability, and it was accessible. I don't know what to tell you guys. I think there's some big changes that need to happen. Decoupling these 3-pointers, making the diversity of ideas here grow a little bit, whether that's giving more access. So if you just trim these down to 1s and then see what you have and see what kind of tree you can make, and then come back with a few ideas to modify utility, that would probably also still be fine. But the tree as it is, a little frustrating. And on the hunter side, this tree needs massive adjustments. Far more throughput items need to be filtered into this top portion because the access is really bad at the bottom. And a lot of these ideas, I think, which were obviously very baseline parts of a hunter's kit, things like thick hide, guys. This thick hide is a 2-point talent tree. When you think about the kinds of things that you can make as a 2-point talent tree. Anyways, I hope this isn't a big downer. I think Blizzard can get it right. There's time. They have this as a draft. I'm not like saying they're horrible. Like Blizzard is horrible. I'm saying that whoever designed this needs to go back to the drawing board and try again. And that's okay. But definitely do it. Okay, we'll catch you guys again next time. See ya.